When Britain first established a colony in Hong Kong in 1841, the island was, well, just a small fishing community. There was no official local money at all. People used a mix of different currencies for trade. Chinese coins, like those familiar round coins with a square hole, were really common. Spanish and Mexican silver dollars, often called silver dragons, were also widely used because of global trade routes. This system was, honestly, pretty confusing. The values of the coins changed often, which made business pretty difficult. The new British government realized that, hey, if they wanted to build a successful trading port, Hong Kong needed its own stable and reliable currency system. This would make trade simpler and help the economy grow. The idea of creating a special currency for Hong Kong was a big step. It signaled that the British intended to build a lasting presence. They wanted to create a system that was familiar to both Western merchants and the local Chinese population. The plan was to base the new currency on the silver dollar standard, which was already popular in the region. The government decided to open a local mint to produce these new coins. This was a very ambitious project. The goal was to create a full set of coins, from small copper cents to large silver dollars, for all daily transactions, marking a new chapter in Hong Kong's economic history. The establishment of the Hong Kong Mint in 1866 was a major milestone. It was located in Causeway Bay and was equipped with modern machinery from Britain. This mint really became a symbol of Hong Kong's growing importance. However, the first Hong Kong dollar coin it produced was not popular with the local Chinese people. They were used to the Mexican silver dollars and were suspicious of the new coin with Queen Victoria's portrait. Because of this, the Hong Kong Mint was not as successful as hoped. It operated for only 2 years, from 1866 to 1868, before it was closed down. The machinery was sold to Japan, helping to start Japan's own modern mint. Even though the Hong Kong Mint was short-lived, it started the official story of Hong Kong's coinage. After the mint closed, the British government arranged for coins to be made at the Royal Mint in London and other mints in England. These coins were then shipped to Hong Kong. This system continued for many decades. From these early days, Hong Kong's coins began to tell the story of the city itself. They showed its connection to Britain, its role as a center of trade, and the unique blending of Eastern and Western cultures. Every coin, from the smallest cent to the largest dollar, became a small piece of Hong Kong's unfolding history. The very first coins made specifically for Hong Kong were introduced during the reign of Queen Victoria. The first one to appear was the 1 mil coin in 1863. This was actually the smallest value coin ever made for Hong Kong. It was worth 1/10 of a cent. Made of bronze, it was a tiny coin with a square hole in the middle, just like Chinese cash coins. This design was chosen to make it familiar and acceptable to the local Chinese population. One side showed the words Hong Kong 1 mil, and the other side had the Chinese characters Xianggong Yiwen, which means Hong Kong 1 man. This coin wasn't very popular and was only made for a few years. Following the 1 mil, a full series of coins was introduced. In 1863, the bronze 1-cent coin was also issued. It was larger than the mil and didn't have a hole. One side featured a portrait of Queen Victoria, and the other side showed the value 1 cent within a decorative pattern along with the Chinese characters Xianggang Yixian or Hong Kong 1 sin. This coin became the foundation of Hong Kong's small change for many years. To handle larger transactions, silver coins were also introduced. These included the 5-cent, 10-cent, and 20-cent coins. A larger 50-cent coin, also known as a half dollar, was added to the series, providing a useful denomination for everyday purchases. The most ambitious coin of this era was the Hong Kong $1 coin, first minted in 1866. This large silver coin was meant to replace the foreign silver dollars that were being used. It featured a beautiful portrait of Queen Victoria on the front. The back had an intricate Chinese-style pattern surrounding the value in both English and Chinese. As mentioned, the local people didn't trust this new dollar. They preferred the familiar Mexican silver dollars they'd used for years. Because of this resistance, the Hong Kong dollar was not a success. The Hong Kong Mint, which produced it, was closed in 1868 after only 2 years of operation. After the mint closed, the production of Hong Kong's coins moved to England. The Royal Mint in London and the Heaton Mint in Birmingham took over the task. They continued to produce the cent and silver coins that were already in circulation. The design with Queen Victoria's portrait remained, but it was updated over her long reign to show her aging. These Victorian-era coins are very popular with collectors today. They represent the very beginning of Hong Kong's monetary system, and are a tangible link to the city's colonial past. Finding a well-preserved coin from this period is like holding a piece of 19th-century Hong Kong history in your hand. After Queen Victoria's death, her son Edward VII came to the throne in 1901. This meant new coins were needed for Hong Kong. The coins issued under King Edward VII from 1902 to 1905 kept the same denominations as before. The bronze 1 cent and the silver 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50 cent coins. The main change was on the obverse, or head side, which now featured a portrait of the new king. The reverse designs, showing the value in English and Chinese, remained largely the same. These coins were only produced for a few years because of the king's short reign, making them somewhat less common than those of Victoria or later monarchs. When King George V became king in 1910, Hong Kong's coins changed again. His portrait appeared on the coins starting in 1919. During his reign, there were some important changes to the metals used. The price of silver rose significantly after World War I. This made the silver coins worth more as melted metal than their face value. To solve this problem, the government began to change the composition of the coins. Starting in the 1930s, the silver coins were gradually replaced with coins made of cheaper metals like copper nickel and nickel brass. The 1 cent coin also changed, with some issues being minted with a hole in the center again, a feature not seen since the old 1 mil coin. The reign of King George VI, which began in 1937, saw even more changes, especially with the threat of World War II looming. The transition away from silver was completed. The 5 cent and 10 cent coins were now made of nickel brass. They were smaller and thicker than the old silver ones. An interesting new coin introduced during this time was the 1 cent coin of 1941. It was made of bronze, and was the last 1 cent coin to be issued for circulation in Hong Kong for over 40 years. Production of coins stopped during the Japanese occupation of Hong Kong, creating a distinct gap in the city's numismatic history. The coins from these three reigns, Edward VII, George V, and George VI, show a period of gradual modernization and response to economic pressures. The shift from silver to base metals was a practical decision that reflected global economic realities. For collectors, this period is fascinating. They look for coins from specific years, different mint marks, and the transition points between metal types. For example, the last silver coins of George V and the first nickel brass coins of George VI are particularly interesting. These coins mark the end of one era and the beginning of another in Hong Kong's currency. The period from 1941 to 1945 was one of the darkest times in Hong Kong's history. The city was under Japanese occupation during World War II. The regular supply of British Hong Kong coins was completely cut off. The Japanese military administration took control of the economy and introduced its own currency. They issued paper money called military yen. This currency was not backed by anything of value and was forced upon the local population. As the war went on, its value dropped dramatically, causing severe hardship for the people of Hong Kong. Coins, which had been a stable part of daily life, disappeared from circulation. During the occupation, there was a severe shortage of metal. The Japanese authorities were desperate for materials to support their war effort. They began to collect all available metal, including existing coins. People were ordered to turn in their Hong Kong coins. These coins were then melted down. As a result, many of the older silver and even bronze coins from before the war were lost forever. This makes the surviving pre-war coins even more precious to collectors today. The lack of small change became a huge problem for everyday transactions. People had to resort to barter or use the rapidly devaluing military yen notes for even the smallest purchases. To address the shortage of small change, the Japanese administration made plans to issue their own coins for Hong Kong. They designed a 1 cent and a 5 cent coin. These coins were to be made of aluminum. The designs were very simple. They featured a cherry blossom, a symbol of Japan, and the denomination. They were planned to be minted at the Osaka Mint in Japan. However, the war was turning against Japan by this time. Resources were stretched thin, and transportation was becoming very difficult and dangerous. Because of these challenges, the new coins were never shipped to Hong Kong and never entered circulation. Although these Japanese occupation coins were never used in Hong Kong, they still exist. A small number of them were found after the war, and are now extremely rare collector's items. They are known as pattern coins. These coins are a ghostly reminder of a difficult period. They represent a monetary system that was planned, but never fully realized. For historians and numismatists, these rare aluminum coins are not just pieces of metal. They are silent witnesses to the turmoil and disruption of the war. They tell a story of a time when Hong Kong's own currency was silenced, and its economic life was thrown into chaos. After Japan's surrender in 1945, Britain regained control of Hong Kong. The city was in ruins, and its economy had to be completely rebuilt. One of the first tasks was to restore a stable currency. The Japanese military yen was declared worthless overnight, leaving many people with nothing. The Hong Kong dollar was reinstated as the official currency. However, there was a severe shortage of coins. The pre-war coins had been either melted down by the Japanese or hidden away by the population. The British government quickly made arrangements for new coins to be minted and shipped to Hong Kong to get the economy moving again. The first post-war coins were issued in the name of King George VI. Production resumed for the 5-cent, 10-cent, and 50-cent denominations. These coins were made of nickel brass and later copper nickel, continuing the pre-war trend of moving away from expensive metals. The design featured the portrait of King George VI on the obverse, just as before the war. The reverse designs also remained the same. These coins symbolized a return to normality and stability. They were eagerly accepted by the public, who were relieved to have a reliable currency once again. These coins played a crucial role in the day-to-day transactions that fueled Hong Kong's remarkable post-war recovery. An interesting feature of this period is the story of the 1941 1-cent coin. Although minted just before the Japanese occupation, these coins never reached Hong Kong due to the war. The ship carrying them was diverted, and the coins were stored in Britain. After the war, they were finally released into circulation in Hong Kong. This is why it is possible to find 1941 1-cent coins in very good condition, as they did not circulate for several years after being made. This coin is often called the wartime cent, and it has a unique story that connects the pre-war and post-war periods. It is a small but significant piece of Hong Kong's history. The post-war period under King George VI was short, as he passed away in 1952. The coins from 1947 to 1951 represent a critical time of reconstruction and resilience. They were the financial tools that helped Hong Kong people rebuild their lives and businesses. For collectors, these coins are not particularly rare, but they are historically significant. They mark the end of the King George VI era and the bridge to the long and prosperous reign of his daughter, Queen Elizabeth II. These humble base metal coins are a testament to Hong Kong's ability to recover from disaster and lay the groundwork for its future success as a global economic powerhouse. The reign of Queen Elizabeth II, which began in 1952, marked the longest and most stable period for Hong Kong's coinage. The first coins featuring her portrait were introduced in 1955. This portrait, created by artist Cecil Thomas, showed a young queen wearing a laurel wreath. This design is known as the first portrait or sometimes the godless coin because it omitted the traditional inscription Dei Gratia, which means, by the grace of God. The initial denominations included the 5-cent, 10-cent, and 50-cent coins. Later on, larger coins like the $1, $2, and a new large $5 coin were introduced to meet the needs of a growing economy. Over the Queen's long reign, her portrait on the coins was updated to reflect her age. The second portrait, introduced in the 1970s, was designed by Arnold Machine and showed the Queen wearing a tiara. This became the most iconic image on Hong Kong's coins. During this period, the coins also changed in shape and size. For example, the $1 coin was made smaller and lighter. The most distinctive new coin was the scalloped or wave-edged $2 coin introduced in 1975. This unique shape made it easy to distinguish by touch. Similarly, the 10-sided $5 coin, introduced in 1976, was another popular and easily recognizable coin. A significant event during this era was the phasing out of large paper banknotes for smaller values. The government preferred to use more durable coins for denominations like $1, $2, and $5. This led to the introduction of the large, thick nickel-silver $5 coin in 1960. This coin is a favorite among many people in Hong Kong, who remember its satisfying weight and the sound it made. Another notable change was the reintroduction of the 1-cent coin in 1982, after a 40-year absence. This new bronze coin was very small and was used for supermarket pricing, but it was eventually phased out due to its low value. The coins of the Queen Elizabeth II era are deeply embedded in the memory of several generations of Hong Kong people. They were the money used for daily life during the city's economic boom. From buying snacks at a street stall to riding the Star Ferry, these coins were everywhere. The reverse designs of this period were simple and clear, featuring the denomination in English and Chinese, with the iconic British lion and crown on some higher-value coins. These coins represent the golden age of colonial Hong Kong and are a powerful symbol of the city's identity before the 1997 handover. Many people still keep them as souvenirs of a bygone era. The handover of Hong Kong from Britain to China on July 1, 1997, was a historic moment that brought profound changes to the city, including its currency. In preparation for this transition, a new series of coins was designed to replace the ones featuring Queen Elizabeth II's portrait. The new design had to represent Hong Kong's new status as a special administrative region of China. The chosen symbol was the bauhinia flower, a beautiful orchid-like flower that grows in Hong Kong and had been adopted as its new regional emblem. This new series of coins was gradually introduced starting in 1993. The new bauhinia series of coins kept the same denominations that people were used to: 10-cent, 20-cent, and 50-cent coins made of brass, and $1, $2, and $5 coins made of copper nickel. A new bimetallic $10 coin was also introduced. This coin has a silver-colored outer ring made of copper nickel and a gold-colored inner core made of nickel brass, making it very distinctive and difficult to counterfeit. The obverse of all these coins features a large, elegant design of the bauhinia flower. The reverse side shows the denomination in large Arabic numerals, with the year of minting below. The introduction of the bauhinia coins was done carefully. For several years, both the old Queen's head coins and the new bauhinia coins circulated together. This was to ensure a smooth transition and to give people time to get used to the new money. Gradually, the older coins were withdrawn from circulation by the banks. However, according to the law, the Queen's head coins are still legal tender and can technically still be used, though it is very rare to see them in daily transactions now. Most have been taken out of circulation, or are kept by collectors and residents as mementos of the past. The bauhinia coins are the coins of modern Hong Kong. They symbolize the principle of one country, two systems, under which Hong Kong maintains its own economic and legal systems. Unlike coins from mainland China, which feature national symbols, Hong Kong's coins feature a local symbol, the bauhinia. This reinforces the city's unique identity. The design is clean and modern, reflecting Hong Kong's image as a forward-looking international financial center. These coins continue to be minted and used every day, carrying on the long and fascinating story of Hong Kong's currency and a new chapter of its history. Beyond the coins used every day, the history of Hong Kong coinage is filled with rare and special issues that are highly sought after by collectors. These coins are valuable not just for their scarcity, but for the unique stories they tell. Perhaps the most famous rare Hong Kong coin is the 1866 $1 coin. As mentioned, it was one of the first coins struck at the short-lived Hong Kong Mint. Because it was unpopular and the mint closed quickly, very few were made. Finding one in excellent condition is the dream of many collectors. It represents a bold but failed experiment in Hong Kong's early monetary history. Another highly prized collector's item is the Hong Kong 1 mil coin from 1865. This tiny bronze coin with a square hole was only minted for a few years. The 1865 issue is particularly rare because it has a different diameter from the other years. These subtle variations are what make coin collecting so interesting. Another key coin is the 1941 1-cent coin. While millions were minted, they were never issued during the war. After the war, most were released, but a small number were melted down. A very small quantity were struck with a slightly different metal composition, making them a rare variety that is difficult to find. The reign of King George V also produced a significant rarity, the 1935 50-cent coin. In the 1930s, Hong Kong was moving away from silver coins. The government decided to stop making the 50-cent coin. However, a small number were produced in 1935, before the decision was made. These were never officially released into circulation. Most were melted down, but a handful survived. These are considered pattern coins and are extremely rare and valuable. They represent a turning point in Hong Kong's currency policy, marking the end of the large silver half-dollar that had been in use for decades. In more recent times, the 1985 dollar coin with a rounded edge has become a modern collectible. Most of the $5 coins from that period have a security edge with lettering. However, a small number were accidentally struck with a plain, rounded edge. These are known as mule errors, as they combine elements from different coin types. For collectors, finding such an error coin is very exciting. These rare coins, from the 1866 dollar to the 1980 era, are more than just currency. They are historical artifacts that offer a glimpse into specific moments of Hong Kong's past, from policy changes to minting mistakes. The history of Hong Kong's coins is a mirror that reflects the city's incredible journey, from a small fishing village using foreign silver to a global financial hub with its own modern currency. The coins tell a story of trade, colonialism, war, and resilience. Each coin, whether it's a tiny bronze mill from the 1860s or a shiny bimetallic $10 coin from today, is a piece of this narrative. The designs on the coins mark the passage of time, from the portraits of British monarchs to the bauhinia flower that symbolizes Hong Kong's unique identity today. They are a physical record of the political and economic changes that have shaped the city. The cultural importance of these coins cannot be overstated. For generations of Hong Kong people, the feel of a scalloped $2 coin or the weight of an old $5 coin is a source of nostalgia. These coins were part of everyday life, used to buy a bottle of milk, a bus ticket, or a newspaper. They connect people to their personal memories and to the collective memory of the city. The transition from the Queen's Head coins to the Bauhinia coins was a powerful and visible symbol of the 1997 handover, a moment that affected everyone in Hong Kong. Keeping an old Queen's Head coin is, for many, a way of holding onto a piece of their heritage. For numismatists and historians, Hong Kong coins are a rich field of study. The changes in metals, from silver to nickel brass to copper nickel, tell a story of global economics and the changing value of precious metals. The rare issues and minting errors provide clues about the technical aspects of coin production and the pressures of the time. Collecting Hong Kong coins is a way to engage with history on a personal level. Each collection, whether it's a complete set of Queen Elizabeth II coins or a single rare Victorian dollar, is a small museum that documents the city's evolution. In conclusion, Hong Kong's coins are much more than just a medium of exchange. They are miniature historical documents, cultural symbols, and objects of fascination for collectors around the world. They trace the city's path from a British colony to a special administrative region of China, all while maintaining a distinct local identity. The story of Hong Kong is stamped onto these small metal discs, ensuring that as long as these coins exist, the rich and complex history of this remarkable city will never be forgotten. They are a tangible legacy that will continue to be studied and treasured for generations to come.